idea, you know,
For the,
being cheap.
for the ads.
Yeah.
For you folks, $5 for the gas and they get.
Good morning, everyone. Like to bring the October 21st Occupancy Tax Coordination Committee to order. Need a motion to approve the September 23rd minutes. Motion made by Supervisor Gilligan, seconded by Supervisor Runyon. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Privilege of the floor and public comment. We have two resolutions in front of us on action agenda. The first one is to compensate South Queensbury Volunteer Fire Department for emergency oversight services at the 2025 Adirondack Balloon Festival in amount of $2,300.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion made by Supervisor E2, seconded by Supervisor Runyon. Any further discussion on that? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution to extend and amend the existing contract with Lime Adirondack Forest Company. That is for the fire power trail in Hague.
Yeah, it is in Hague. It's kind of right between Horkin and Hague, but technically in Hague, yes.
They renew every year. This has gone up just, I think, $81 this year. Motion to move this forward. Motion made by Supervisor Runyon, seconded by Supervisor Patchett. Any further discussion?
Can I make a recommendation that this would be renewable each year, so long as the increase is not more than 5%? So that it does not need to come back every year to committee, unless it's going to be more than a 5% increase compared to the prior year.
That's a good idea. Have we ever talked to them about possibly purchasing it?
I never have.
So quick amend the resolution to not to, if it doesn't increase more than 5%.
Any given year, then we could automatically renew it without getting new board approval.
Very good. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Discussion items. First is Glens Falls Mayor Bill Collins.
Good
Morning.
good morning, everyone. I've got our tourism director, Amy Collins, giving you an overview of I believe that my mayor's assistant Chip McTiernan sent you a budget. I have extra budgets for you. The budget got submitted to the application process for this year, but the summary didn't. So I'll start with the summary and then make sure that you got some questions. So we're requesting less money this year than we did last year. That's on purpose. We want to support 3 community-based lifestyle events in cooperation and collaboration with the current and future event owners. Additionally, we want to invest in the creation of a volunteer recruiting management tool for local and regional event owners. So the objectives are to support the planned growth and long-term success of these events. What I believe makes Glens Falls different in our application to you is that we only want money to help grow events that are that we believe are driving economic drivers for both the city and the county. And we've said to the event owners that this is not long-term funding, that they are not to be using this money to then come back and ask us and you for more money for the same thing, so that any county OCTAX funding that we get is to help grow event and put more heads in beds. And if they make a justification for that, then we'll try to help them with it. If they want it for their general operating of their event and then come reliant on OCTAX money, we don't believe that that's what OCTAX should be for. And so we won't support that moving forward. The 3 events are the Glens Falls Brew Fest. We've worked with them. They have a 3 to 5 year plan. They want to grow it into a multiple day event, including Fridays and Saturdays. They have tasting events. They want to arrange, make arrangements with local hotels to become eventually sponsors, but to arrange transportation from the Brew Fest to the hotels and to work on promotions and get the community involved. Another event is the Arts Festival, the Lyric Arts Festival. We're trying to combine the Zonta Festival and the Lyric Arts Festival together to bring, instead of bringing 5,000 of each of these events, bringing 15,000. We want to use the money to promote out of town and overnight stays and increase heads and beds, and also to bring artists in for interaction with people to gain more interest in art. Things like a potter who will actually have pottery's wheels there that will teach kids how to get into pottery, and we're hoping to generate more and more. So again, I think what makes Glens Falls different, you've got a budget as well in front of you, is that we're not telling these folks, we believe in their growth of these events. We're working with the Civic Center, the last one, the Civic Center Coalition, the new Harding and Mazzotti Center. So we want to grow a fall music festival. We want it to include multiple events, with the anchor being the anchor being the Civic Center, but to expand that to areas like Lake George and their event center, Eastfield, downtown Glens Falls, and to grow out into, and we hope Warren County Airport will become part of this, that the 3 to 5 year plan is to grow this into a major fall event when on a weekend that there is nothing happening in the region. So I will stop talking and let you ask questions.
Questions?
Thank you, Chairman.
Supervisor Echu? Yep.
Hey, Mayor,
Hi.
can you describe the volunteer website?
Yeah, like right now, there are on Glens Falls' small calendar, we have events all the time, most of them small, things like Take a Bite, things like Lyric Arts Festival, and each of those event organizers, and also events that are happening outside of Glens Falls, but in other places in Warren County, struggle to get volunteers to organize it. So it's a clearinghouse, much like the US ski team, or like Killington and all the major events, Lake Placid, right? If Lake Placid's having a ski national ski event, there's a website that you can go if you're a skier, and you'll see the list of on mountain volunteers. You'll see a list of, oh, we need people helping with lunches. And it's, so all that it would take is we help create it and host it, but then the individual event users, if the Americade wishes to do it, they go in, they're sorry, Mr. Dutcher, right? And I don't know if he still runs it. I apologize, I'm not involved with it. But if Mr. Dutcher has a staff member, he can go in, create the event, create the list of the jobs that he needs, and then it helps clear house that. It also helps with tourism. People that coming into an event would love to have a lot of people, a lot of the brew fests would use it. So they'll come in one night and volunteer and not drink in exchange to be able to attend the second night and to get a free pass. And so a lot of people have these things, but it would be for the event. I believe we need help. I've seen a number of events, and I've seen this my experience is running 40,000 volunteers a year with Special Olympics. And you need a clearinghouse of places that shares then that information. If you were to sign up to volunteer at Americade, then you would, if you chose to, you would start getting emails about other events happening throughout Warren County throughout the year. You can choose not to, but you might go, oh yeah, my wife and I were thinking of coming up to Lake George. I would like to volunteer for this fall festival.
Thank you.
More questions? I see, you said the second thing that you asked for funding for was the Lyric, and you were combining it with another festival.
Yes.
Lyric is also requesting occupancy tax money on
Yeah,
Is it-
it's
is it a
above and
combination?
beyond and separate, and so that, you'll see in my summary here, I don't want to compete with that. Lyric needs that money, and needs your support, and so I've told Phil that I don't want to compete against it. What, if you do give Glens Falls this money, we'll help them just to work on their promotion of out-of-region people, to bring more heads and beds and work on arrangements with hotels. And it won't be double dipping. They won't give you any of the same receipts that they give me.
Thank you.
Yes. If you decide not to, I understand. Don't give it to us. I don't want to compete. I wanted these event organizers to know that I did not want to compete with them at all. I want to help them grow.
Very good. This is, will be under supplemental funding. We'll look at this in December and for funding in January. Thank
Great.
you. Any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Could I ask the committee, I know that this question might be for Heather, but I think she's out of town. We get this is supplemental funds that we're asking for. Separately, we get $65,000 a year. And what the city of Glens Falls
You got
does,
about
that's for,
91 last year.
what's that?
I think you got about 91 last year.
91. And so in that, we use that for not-for-profits that are running events in Glens Falls that aren't multiple day. We'd love them to be multiple day, but we use it to support those not-for-profits that are running events in the city of Glens Falls, and we appreciate it. At some point later in the year, when you know how you're doing with your OCTAX, you've then sent us additional money. Is that money to go towards what we use? I struggle with the name, so this is supplemental. I don't know what you call it. I think municipal fund support,
Spend plan, yeah.
spend plan,
I think you received
30,000.
30,000, but then I think you got an additional 10.
Right. Which funding do you want that to go towards? Do you, meaning, or does it matter? Do you care?
Man, that's up to you.
Great. And we have until the end of this year to spend that additional money?
It can accumulate.
It can? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so very much.
Shane Irwin, Queensbury E EMS.
Good morning, everybody. We're in the process trying to submit for occupancy tax reimbursement for helping with the coverage of the Aberrant Balloon Festival. This year, with the extra staffing I had put on, where it was, the total cost was $1,689.52. And to feed everybody was about, I'm sorry, let me take that back. The payroll was $2,615.32. And to feed all the EMS providers was $887.75 for a total of $3,503.07. I know way back I did submit something that was a little higher, but I said that once I get closer, I can scale back, which I did. We were able to get a couple more ambulance, other agencies to come in. The problem of getting other ambulance companies to come in is they're the same situation as everybody else, funding for their crews. So everybody that came in from Moreau to whatever, they had to pay their own people to be there to cover. So which kind of helps me offset the costs I got to pay for people. So I was able to help decrease some of the fees I had to pay for people to be there. So
Good. Any questions?
I try to make it quick and simple. So
Thank you. Supervisor Ichu.
So is the request for 3503
yes, sir. Yep.
and you received zero?
We have nothing yet.
Today.
No. But there was some confusion on our end, like, because we applied and then I was told like, wait, and then, so they told me just wait until I get summoned by you guys to come in and talk about it, so. And then, like I said, I had documentation out like from Beans, because, you know, they have awesome food, so, it was pizzas and wings the first night, then Saturday and Sunday mornings, we did breakfast sandwiches. And then Saturday night, we did mac and cheese and pulled pork sandwiches, so it wasn't nothing too elaborate, you know, our guys are simple and stuff, so. Yeah, it turned out great. It was great coverage, and we transported, I think, 10 people from the event, so.
Thank you. Any other questions? Good, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a request from the Office of Workforce Development for $1,872.50. Every year, for the past 4 years now, they have hosted a celebration at the end of the summer for the summer work, primarily for the summer employees that come here all over to work in our hotels and our restaurants, hospitality industry. It's also attended by some of the full year-round workers because they sponsor a lot of the summer workers. It's attended by this year it was attended by 350 people. They used to have it at Great Escape for the previous 3 years. This year, because of staffing shortages, the Great Escape informed us they couldn't do it. So the Lake George Steamboat Company stepped to the plate and they hosted it on one of the steamboats. It was a little bit more expensive. It cost roughly about $10,000. Liza and her team raised about $83.50 to cover those costs from the private sector, from the corporate community, and they got a lot of sponsors for that. Their shortfall for the Steamboat Company bill is $1,872, and that's what they're asking for OCTAX to cover. It is almost 100% tourism related because all these people work in our hospitality industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
So,
Supervisor Patchett?
so just to kind of get a little bit of a grasp here, the request is to take 8,200 approximately and supplement this. We're essentially trying to create goodwill with hospitality workers and just paying 8,200 to do that. That's the question. Is that the thought process?
Really what this does is the whole focus of this has been to get people to come back. So it's helpful for those in the hospitality industry to get the J1 workers that they get from overseas to return year after year in the summer and work. And also for the H2B and the ones that come just for the summertime. So the more of those people who come from overseas who return, they know the business, they step right into the job and they keep going. So this was kind of a focus to have something at the end of the year to make them feel appreciated. They give awards and encourage them to come back next year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think it's a wonderful thing. I just don't know that by having a party, it brings somebody back. I think what brings somebody back is if they make good money. They make good money and they're successful. That's what brings them back. I mean, I guess in the overall scheme of things, 8,200 out of, what is it, over 8 million? It's not a bad gig, but I don't know. I waited tables over a decade and I never received a party to make me come back. Of course, I was within the States, so I guess that's a lot different. But anyway, it's a good thing. I'm just thinking out loud about it and trying to. This is the first I've ever heard of something like this.
You're looking for 1,800 instead of.
Oh, I thought it was 8,200.
No,
They raised
They raised-
8,300
privately.
Oh,
the businesses downtown who sponsor the event, and they've always sponsored the event. They like to do it. They think it's important. So we do this on behalf of the businesses, and where the shortfall was 1,872, and that's what they're asking for.
okay. I had those numbers flip-flopped.
There's awards given out, correct?
Awards are given out.
Any other questions? Thank you, John. Next on the agenda, consider applications for 2026 special events. Is Jose, Celebration of Nations.
Hey folks, doing, I promise to be brief. I have a video that runs roughly 3.5 minutes. And I know we have a full house today, so we'll keep it moving. I just want to make everyone aware that we are celebrating 250 years of our nation's birth, the foundation of next year. What I'm here to speak on behalf is Celebration of Nations. It's the Native Indigenous people that created the bedrock for our foundation was here before us. All right. My event is a 14-day consecutive event, a dynamic event, keyword dynamic. It binds the different towns, villages, cities within Warren County together to put us all as a county on a common direction towards what we want to get here. My plan right now is to come in front of you folks for the next 3 years. Then after 3 years, you'll never have to see me again. Because after 3 years, we'll be able to run this event on our own. The point of OCTAC is the leg up, seed money. That's exactly what I see it as. I built a business plan for this. I'm gonna run as such as a business. I'm not here to come back every year ask for money when I should run it on my own. So if we could, we'll have a video. It's gonna explain a lot of what we're looking to do. And afterwards, I'll speak for close to a minute, then I promise you I'm done. You're welcome, man. We get lower loads.
struggle, Some will make their life. But once we were here.
Video. Warren County, I said this before a few months ago when I was here. We're always thinking about a direction, where to go. Right now, we're representing 12 different townships, villages, cities, what have you. And the one issue that I have as a resident, as a business owner also in this area, is that everyone has a good idea. And as a board, as committees, we're all strong. But we're all enough more than conglomerates, many parts to make a whole. And we have to start working together, gelling together, become the concrete to hold us all together here. And this event, what it does in year one, I'm tying in 4 different municipalities within our county. My plan after 3 years is to have the majority of year 12 represented. So a countywide event, 14 days. Monday through Friday, 54 school districts are within a 1-hour radius of Lake George. 54 school district opportunities to get children up here Monday through Friday. I'm meeting tomorrow with John Lufringer, the principals at a high school and elementary school here in Lake George. They're gonna do the legwork for me. They're gonna reach out to these schools. 54 opportunities for school districts outside, mostly outside of our county. What am I doing? I'll say it right now in public. I'm here to coach the families with these children to come to Warren County. Look at us. Another reason to move to Warren County. Another reason to be a resident in our areas. We're one of 62 counties in New York State. We're vying for number 1. That's what your job should be. 62 counties. I want to be number 1. We have built in here a natural geography. Thank God for the glaciers. They retracted and created these lakes and these mountains and everything that we have here. Because all of our geography, we built the history. Again, I'll say it again, the bedrock, build that in your head. The foundation of everything we have today, the building that we sit in, the flag that we pledge allegiance to every day, that was built on this. And so I would like the new twist. Instead of hosting events where it's primarily alcohol driven, higher entertainment and so on, we bring it back. We're constantly talking about how this generation, these kids don't know. They don't respect, they don't understand. This is a great way to serve a little medicine with a little bit of sugar. Mary Poppins, full of sugar. And that's what we're doing. Culturally, educationally, it's dynamic. It's something different. And I think we're at a point now where we really should try something different. Bring it back in. Let's bring it back in, bring it back home. And honestly, who doesn't love these events? Lacrosse is an original national pastime. It's actually the only true American sport, that and spike ball. But lacrosse, the rodeo, I have Shauna Graham over here from Panda Pony. She travels this country. She'll tell you right now, the influence that the native people and the cowboys, how it goes hand in hand. We're all people of this land. Our forefathers were all pioneers in one way, whether we came across to this nation on ships or we were born within the land. We're all pioneers. Arts, the lecture, the culture. We have so many rich resources locally, whether it's Pam Morin, Joe Bruchak, Brennan Lazor. We have so much here. And that's what my event highlights. And I promise to keep it short and quick, and I will. So I'll just leave on this last note. Monday through Friday, 2 weeks in a row, 54 school districts coming to celebrate, running programs throughout our county. Saturday and Sunday of both weekends, championship rodeo, $200,000 cash purse and prizes. One of the largest ever, if not the largest ever at Painted Pony, and by far the largest on the East Coast rodeo will be hosted here in Warren County. Every Saturday and Sunday, 150 teams of lacrosse. First weekend, adult weekend, second weekend, youth tournament. 150 teams, each CMI average brings 20 people plus families. You're looking at over 4,000 people plus just for lacrosse each weekend. That means your hotels are gonna be filled. That means let's start thinking about creating more hotels. I like it. More OCTAX, more money coming in. And that's what I'm gonna offer in the first 3 years of me coming in front of you for OCTAX. My repayment will be those heads and beds. Post that, I'm not looking for more money. I'm looking to give back. This county's giving me a home. My children go to school here in the county. I own a business here in the county. After 3 years, I'll be able to put more money into this county, and hopefully my daughter's graduating class in 3rd grade right now with about 50 kids at Lake George Elementary School. I know I did my job when she graduates with 100 kids from Lake George. And that should be all of our jobs. We're here for preservation. I want Lake George to be here for my daughter to come back and visit me when I get older. I want her here. So when, and I'll say it, so I'm elected down in Lake George Village. And I always thought that my job as an elected official, sign papers, and then I realized my job as an elected official is nothing more than a super duper neighbor. That's all I am. And I'm asking you guys all to help with that idea of being good neighbors. Let's support each other and support this county and support this event. Thank you.
Great event, Jose. Excited to see you come together. Anything we can do to support it. Jose, what will be the representation from the nations, and have you contacted, the
Yes,
tribal
yes.
nations?
Everything from the artwork on this right here. This is Brandon Lazor, representative of the Onondaga Nations. Lectured at Syracuse University, also a nationally acclaimed artist and lecturer. Our lacrosse program is ran by Bill O'Brien, another Onondagan from Syracuse. He's running our lacrosse program. He's a professional lacrosse player. He's brought the National Lacrosse League and the Premier Lacrosse League, the #1 and 2 lacrosse leagues in America, onto this, where they're both vying to be part of this event right now. So yes, we have a lot. I've kind of lived it now for the past few months, and I'll be doing it for next year.
Great.
Think any more questions?
Supervisor Patchett?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a question on, this sounds like a really amazing event. What's the revenue look like? I see $1 million here, over $1 million, and expenses of just shy of $1 million. How are you? Is it ticket pricing? What does the revenue stream look like here?
Lacrosse. I'll start from each event. At the lacrosse level, each team has to pay an entry fee for it. And the entry fees roughly per team runs $3,000 to $3,500 per team. We have lectures, exhibitions, so on, which can have a gate fee. I like to hold a lot of free events. I don't like the fact that we have to, as a family of 4, when I travel somewhere, to spend a couple $100 just to get into an event. I like to offer this, a lot of it for free. My main revenue in the future is going to be sponsorship. We have small gates at the Painted Pony, let's say, for the rodeo, but that covers a lot of our costs for insurance and so on. It's large people, but at the end of the day, our main revenue source will be sponsorship. That's why 3 years is an important number. After hosting an event for 3 years, it makes it a lot easier for me to raise the funds from organizations to run and support this. The anti-business owner that I am, I'm not in it to make a ton of money. I'm in it to run the event. So my sponsorship, my goals is to run and sustain this event again, for the county and for my family.
So most of that million will be sort of guaranteed prior to even hosting the event? Is that what I'm
Right.
hearing when you say sponsorship?
That's what we're hoping to do, is go out and get sponsorship. Right now, we've been working on this for about 7 months to get to this point. Next thing I'm coming out for is sponsorship letters and so on. I'll be hitting the road, looking to bring in as much money as possible and hopefully use Octax as a supplement to run my event.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jose. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Tommy Struzeri?
Here, hi. Tough to follow Jose, but my best.
Bolton Landing Triathlon.
Yes. Yeah, so a lot of you know that I organize the Lake George Triathlon yearly in September. My company is trying to expand, swim, bike, run is triathlon, so it's trying to expand the vision of triathlon in our county. Introducing a new event, and I've tried to introduce a bunch of events over the last couple of years. I'm going to continue to try that until I fail again and again. This new event is in Bolton Landing. It's a triathlon. It'll take place June 13th. When I initially submitted the application, it may not say June 13th on it. We've discussed with the board, the town board in Bolton. We decided June 13th was the best date. It's a week before Father's Day. It's a week that's not as busy in Bolton. It's going to be, I have projections, I'm hoping for a big event. I don't have any statistics right now, but the Lake George Triathlon is what I'll base it off of. There's an average of about 3.3 people that come with a participant for that race, and they stay about 3 nights. So With our projections of 600 people for the first year for this Bolton Landing Triathlon, we're hoping for a lot of room nights that weekend in June. The swim will take place at Veterans Park in Bolton Landing. The bike will go north, and then the run goes on the Sagamore Land on Green Island for the run. So nice event. Hopefully people will stay the weekend, and then they'll race in June and train throughout the summer to race again.
Any questions? Did you apply to Bolton for Octax?
I have not yet. I'm waiting to actually I have a town board meeting on the 5th. They have a town board meeting on the 5th, and I'm waiting to get approved and then apply. It's due the 13th of November. They want to get completely approved. Everybody has already said they're going to vote for me, and I've gone through the process, but I need to get that sign off November 5th, and then I'm going to apply for the Octax.
Supervisor Etu, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask the number of attendees. So the 3.3, is that?
Yeah,
That
that's
include the
a
participants?
statistics that we pulled from the Lake George Triathlon. So hoping it
So the 2,200 you represented in the Lake George is 2,200 divided by 3.3?
Yeah, so yeah, amount of participants, yes. Yeah, about 1,000 people in the Lake George Triathlon. This would be smaller, it's the first year, and different date, of course, and so we're hoping for 600 people this first year.
600, yeah.
The numbers of people who come with someone, I couldn't tell you, those are just guesses based on statistics.
Any other questions? Thanks.
Thank you.
Dan Cardinelli, the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Wall.
Unfortunately, Cam wasn't able to make it today. I wrote a little thing, so. Our goal is to bring visitors here to experience our region while providing a powerful place for remembrance and healing. Last year, a version of the wall came to Hudson Falls, and I was saddened because by the time I had found out about it, it was too late to go. With a coordinated marketing plan, we can convert that dormant demand into real hotel nights and tourism revenue. Our strategy targets a 5 to 7 hour radius with a heavy emphasis on downstate, where veteran networks, Gold Star families, and motorcycle groups will travel, stay, and fall in love with what we call home. Based on results in comparable counties, we conservatively project 10 to 15,000 visitors, with about 25% staying overnight from out of the area and 75% enjoyed by our local residents. We're asking for you to support this because this is our chance to welcome a pilgrimage of remembrance to the heart of our region. To our guests, we are offering an honest and transformative invitation that showcases who we are in its very best light, all while providing a meaningful place of remembrance for those who have served and sacrificed.
Questions?
Just gonna ask that Chris introduce himself.
Yeah.
I'm Christopher Burnell. I apologize.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. Chris, this will happen on August 20th,
Correct.
and it'll start with a parade getting off exit 23.
Correct.
Down Route 9.
Correct.
And go right into Crandall Park from there, correct, on that day, and it'll stay up.
It's cool.
It'll stay up for several days with the availability for people to view it overnight, as we'll have volunteers manning the wall just to make sure, nothing happens for security and such.
Yeah. Now, the parade, you won't see per se the wall, you'll see just the equipment that's carrying it.
Correct.
And-
So the parade procession bringing the wall will be escorted by several motorcycle groups to help bring attention to it, as well as the viewing of the actual wall in Crandall Park.
Gonna go Route 9 from Lake George through Outlet Shopping. Greatest gonna be take a little bit of time to do that on that day. But
Yes.
any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. George Normandin Adirondack Alumni Weekend Music and Arts Festival.
Happy fall, everybody.
Hi, George.
George Normandin with Normandin Marketing. This is a new concept, but it's not very new, in terms of the goal of this is, there's two things. I'm on the street every day with businesses in downtown Glens Falls. I actually brought Rude Betty there, Southpaw, Cleome, Pitch a Vibe, and actually got them funded. Also created Take a Bite, created the original creator of the downtown collaborative, the seed idea for Matt and Nancy to run with it. I'm on the street out all the time, and the thing I keep hearing is there's just more action that needs to happen in downtown. The businesses are in the shoulder seasons, you know, when hockey's in, it's a great thing, but during the mud season, as I like to call it, in the spring, it's very slow. It's very slow moving, and those businesses need action. They need more. They don't really have a lot of marketing dollars. They don't need it. So they rely on professionals like myself and my colleagues at the city and collaborative, and the collaborative to basically to run events that can get them through those seasons and be profitable. So some of you guys are familiar with the food truck corral and the Thursday nights during the summertime over at the Shirt Factory. You're also familiar with the Park Theater and some of these folks. Well, Chris and I, what started as a discussion to do kind of a blues festival in conjunction with Park Theater, actually spurred into something bigger, which is more of a collaborative effort, if you will, to basically combine what they're already doing on the East End with Blues Night at Lawrence Street Tavern and the East End food truck corral, with some of the great things they're doing mid-city and over on Park Street in the theater over there. So again, to accomplish two things, we want to put business on the streets, and one thing that I'm aware of, and I think you guys might be, but there's a huge disconnect with our alumni in this area. We have, I started years ago, I started with Amy Collins, actually, who's sitting here. We started when they were going to defund some of the sports programs at Glens Falls High School. We created what's called the GF Nation Fund, which we've since raised $120,000 for underprivileged kids to have sports programs. And we've also raised during COVID $65,000 for kids. And when we were doing this stuff, we realized there was no network, and there's a huge flux. A few that I just successfully brought here that are doing great things in the world. There's a huge flux out there of young professionals that are doing amazing things in the world. And we need to reacclimate them to the new area. What's going on in Glens Falls, particularly in the outer skirts. So it's kind of a twofold thing to invite alumni back to our community to see the great things that are going on, to patron the businesses and do that, but to also celebrate kind of a cohesive unit of an event that basically brings people in right before Memorial Day weekend. So it'd be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We would do a 3-day music and arts festival capped off. So it'd start on the East End on Thursday night with the food truck corral. It would move to the center of the city on Friday, and then Saturday, probably South Street, and then followed by an act that I'm working with in Nashville right now to cap it off at the Civic Center. So it'd be a great invite to invite families and people coming in to spend, and then they'd have Sunday and Monday to spend with their family for Memorial Day weekend. So it'd be a nice reason to come home, stay in a hotel for multiple days, and share the weekend with their family, enjoying the nice parade that we have in the ceremony for veterans and for our servicemen and women. So it'd tie right into that. And it's basically a multicultural event where we have music, arts, good food, and then capped off by a main event in partnership with the arena at the end of it. And the goal, again, this is a substantial thing, and full disclosure, and I'm very blessed. In the last couple of days, I've had a kind of an economic development opportunity that may or may not prohibit me from even doing this year and having to push it to next year. I'm not quite sure yet. So I want to full disclose that because this is a new progression. But I'm having my accountants, bean counters as I like to call them, just do the pro forma on both things and just see what's what. This is a total philanthropic thing for me, of which I would be investing somewhere between $100,000 and maybe $200,000 of my own money. And the money that I'd be asking you for is a portion of that, a small percentage of that, basically, well, not small, but a chunk of change. to basically supplement what I would be fronting out of my pocket to basically make this community event happen. So I'm not here asking for a handout, I'm here asking for a partnership. And basically, if we do this event where I will go, I'll have to front the advertising, the paid acts, all of the upfront cost, and then with confidence that I could reap that back in sponsorships, partnerships with Queensbury, with Glens Falls, with the county, and with my ability to get sponsorships for the event.
Good.
questions?
Questions? Good. So the target's gonna be Glens Falls alumni?
No, it's actually, this is a great question, Mr. Casito. Originally, it was going to be Glens Falls, but we actually see this as something bigger. We want to start in the city of Glens Falls because there's a lot of momentum there. Mayor's done some great work. Amy, the crew, all the small private businesses have done some great work to really invest there. And there's some movement there. And right around, and because the parade, our big Memorial Day parade with the service at the end, I just thought it was fitting. I already spoke to the members at the on the east end for the Eric Unkoff, who runs the shirt factory. That happens to be the first week of when they're going to be open for the food truck corral. So all the stars aligned. Our hope is that we use this as a catalyst for this to launch it, and then it spreads out to different communities. I'd actually like to see this be a multiple county thing where we can actually partner with Warren and Warren, Washington, and Essex County to basically, and maybe Northern Saratoga County to basically expand this where this is a huge thing for an entire region. But I gotta start at one.
Yeah. Any age?
Correct. Yes. Yep. Family friendly. And it's just, again, it's just a good partnership. Everyone's doing their own things and they're doing great things, but I want to kind of put together an event that showcases all of that. You know, showcases the arts. Lyric will be involved, the collaborative will be involved, the city will be involved, everybody will have a part in their own thing, and we'll all have a role and responsibility in how we're going to be. Because there's really three things you got to accomplish, guys. Okay, with tourism, marketing, everything. It's this simple. New business development, which helps aids, economic development, everything else. Retention, which is huge, and then it's basically customer experience. What are we selling before they get here, during, when they're here, and when they leave? What are we leaving them with? And I think we really are we're undervaluing some of our alumni. Again, I don't want to waste time citing specific examples of people that I'm working with now that are from LA and from Canada and from all these places doing these amazing businesses. We want those businesses here, and the best way to do that is to build relationships, to get them here, to build relationships, have a great experience, and leave them wanting to come back here, either to set up business, to live, work, or play. So that's the goal.
Good. Supervisor Patchett?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I'm seeing a $50,000 OCC tax request, $30,000 from the municipality ask. So you're gonna front 170 grand? Is that what you told us?
I would. Yeah.
If we approve this, and then essentially that 170 would get paid back.
My money in conjunction with the sponsorship money I would raise and the partnership money for, yeah. So sponsorships and my money would probably be close to about that much. Yeah.
So if it made a profit, you would keep that, and if it didn't make a profit, you'd take the hit, essentially.
Yeah. Pretty confident that we can make this a go.
And then there's ticketing pricing, right?
Correct. The goal of this event is the main event in the arena is to actually, and during tough times, and look at our economy, look at our situation. We want to keep ticket prices under $50. That's my goal. I'm working with, I write music in Nashville. I write for songs, and my friend Cass runs, two huge talent agencies. And I'm working with them right now to basically see if these two core artists can come in. I was looking at one, but we might be able to get two for the price of one and still keep the ticket for $55. So 55 or under is the goal. So it makes it affordable, and we pack that arena.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
One thing I'll add, just one thing, is I'm on my friend's Jeff right now and my team and the team at the Cool Arena, or what is it, whatever it's called now, Mazzati Marina. I'm on them to basically book more events, like more concerts, and I want to show a proof of concept that this can work. and that we need to be investing in these things so we could do more events year round in the off season, especially the winter time. You got skiers, you got people coming year round and in the shoulder season. And I think this could be a catalyst to prove that we need to be investing more in major events at that arena. So,
Well, good thought. It has potential. I wish you luck and
thank you.
thanks, George. Any other questions? That's good. Anything else? Thank you, George.
Thank you. Appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you. Randy Galusha, Thurman Maple Days.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Randy Galucha. My wife Jill and I own Toad Hill Maple Farm up in Thurman, and I am also the treasurer of the Thurman Community Association. I'm here with Robin Mailer. She is the chairperson for the Thurman Maple Days. Her and her husband Jeff own the Flood Street Maple, and also Brian Whitney from Adirondack Web Solutions. Thurman Maple Days started probably close to 20 years ago. It was just a collective of small sugar houses in the town of Thurman. It was a way to celebrate our maple sugaring and rural farming heritage. It's evolved over the years into a very significant event, the largest event that takes place in our town each year. Along with that, we've struggled with our promotional efforts, and at some point we started getting occupancy tax from the town. And we've always tried to be very good stewards of that money and how we spend it to make sure that we achieve the goals of occupancy tax. And we put heads in beds, and we have in the last couple of years teamed up with Brian Whitney from Adirondack Web Solutions, who you may know from some of the promotion work that he does for the Glens Falls Farmers Market. Very high quality and has been very successful. In the last couple of years, the attendance to our event has jumped significantly. And I attribute pretty much all of that to Brian's efforts. Brian goes out, is involved with all of our farms. He gathers the information, the material to put together the campaigns that he does to bring people to our farms. As a result of the quality of our event and the farms in our town, Thurman has become recognized as the maple capital of New York. And so each year we're drawing several thousand people to town. And the timing of our event is, I think, beneficial to the county because we're in one of those shoulder seasons. And it's in the springtime when a lot of people are suffering from cabin fever and there's not a lot of other events and things out there to do. So we're able to bring a lot of people into town, into Warren County. Our event has a lot of advantages over some of the other maple events or other non-maple events this time of year, in that we have 3 weekends. We run the last 3 weekends in March, Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. We also start 1 weekend before the New York State Maple Weekends, because there are a number of other maple festivals throughout New York or the other maple producing states in the Northeast. And ours starts earlier, which gives us a little bit of an advantage because people are anxious to get out. We also have an advantage in Thurman in that we have a good concentration of maple sugaring operations in a small loop. So when visitors come to our town, they can drive this small loop and get to see a bunch of different sugaring operations and different farms. We also have craft events and things like that going on. We have big plans for growth. Brian has a lot of plans for us for our promotional work. One of the other things that we're working on, or that Brian's working on, is a navigation app, because when people come to our towns in the rural parts of the county, it's a little difficult to get from one location to another in an event like ours, which is spread over, several miles. And so this navigation app is going to allow people to both plan their itinerary for the day. They can go to the Visit Thurman website
and look at the Maple Days event. They can pick out which sites they want to go to because our event comprises several farms. Last year we had 10 sites. And they can plan their itinerary and put it into this navigation app. And they can use that during the day to go get from one farm to another, if they don't have cell service or GPS service. So we have several farms. We're always welcoming new farms. If there's any other ones that want to join us, we're looking to grow this event. Like I said, we've seen significant growth in the last couple of years. Just judging by our own sales, just at our own farm, we had almost a 50% increase in sales year over year last year, just as a result of some of the efforts of Adirondack Web Solutions. So, any questions about our event?
Do you have a presence at the Glens Falls Farmers Market?
I do not. I don't know of anybody from our town that does. Blackberry Hill Farm, I don't know if they'll be a part of the Maple Days event in the spring. The who's going to participate is all up to each individual farm, and we won't know until they sign up for it. But Blackberry Hill Farm is one of our farms. They're not a maple sugar house, but yes.
But they have a presence, so you
Yes, they do.
advertise at the
Yes.
Glens Falls Farmers Market
Yes.
for these Maple Day regularly.
Yes, and just see, go ahead.
No, I've seen a lot of your social media and.
Hey, guys. We're going to the committee right now. You'll have privilege of.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, but I want to get a big dialogue there. Go ahead, Randy.
I just want to say that through these events, this is allowed our farms to grow and prosper. And as we get better and as we bring more people in, I believe that we're achieving the goals of occupancy tax money and that we're bringing people into the county to put more heads in beds. Anecdotally, if you just visit one of our farms and you just peruse the parking lots looking at license plates, or you just talk to people that are visiting there, you're going to see we're bringing people from out of state. We're bringing people from a long ways away. One of the things that Brian's doing is keeping track of the metrics of people attending. And I think we've got numbers that can back up what we're saying. Hopefully in your application, you got a copy of the funding proposal that was put together. That'll have some of the numbers and the information in it. But if you have any questions for me, Brian or Robin, please.
Questions from the committee? Supervisor, you too?
Do you operate Toad Hill?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you gave my family a tour last year. We went last year.
So, yeah,
It was awesome. Every farm was great. It was free unless you chose to buy something.
yeah.
And the marketing and branding was excellent. Educational was excellent.
Good. Thank you. I should have pointed out, this event is a free event. There's no charge for any of the activities. We solely survive off of the sales of our products.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Just want to say I really like this
Yeah.
small town events, bringing
Thank you.
people to the areas that I don't know, not that we need them more, but we want them more. We want them just as much anyway.
Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Randy. Thank you.
You allow just a public comment. I just wanted to let you know that we're developing a wayfinding app as part of our market. And it'll include all of Warren County, and we're working with Sarah Frankenfeld to make sure it's tied in. We'll be doing that. We're purchasing everything by the end of this year and then starting to work on that. We're hoping to have that wayfinding system, the market and everything up. So please let us know, because we'd love to help you and at least let you be connected. Maybe you won't need to make a separate app, but if you do, at least you'll want it to link. Anyway, little wayfinding system in the 36 Inc. market. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica, cash flow report.
Cash flow report is on page 9 of your packet. And our actuals for the end of September, we ended at 1.4 million. Projected for October is 830,000. We did have a large payout for October with the first distribution 2025 for the municipalities, which you guys should all receive by the end of the month. We were able to redeposit in our ICS reserve, the treasurer's office. So that will be back up to 1.5, plus it's been earning interest, and that credit goes to Christine. It's been doing very well, so very happy with that, seeing those numbers.
Very good.
And, after 3 months, at the end of December, we're looking at about 500,000 cash on hand, with the 1.5 in the ICS reserve also.
Yep.
That's about it. Any questions on that?
October will be a good, strong month. I think it's been busy out there and
Yeah. We're definitely hoping that those numbers come up.
Yeah.
For cash on hand,
if they will.
more than we projected, but.
Good job.
Sure.
Any questions? Good job, Jeff. Christine, treasurer report?
Morning. You've got the report, it's pretty self-explanatory. The one thing I do want to bring to your attention is actually showing very strong growth. We're up 12.8%. It's up a lot from last year, and the reason it's up a lot from last year is we've had unallocated funds from the RBOs of the world, approximately 80,000, and then we have a couple of, like, another 30,000 from another platform. We are not yet getting the reporting. So when you look at this short-term rental collections at the bottom of the page, you'll see that when applying unallocated revenue to short-term rentals, we are seeing a growth of 89,000 or 12.8. So 12.8 in short-term rentals, 4.5 in hotels, motels, and resorts, for a total of 5.6 overall. Questions? We're working with Larry, getting subpoenas, hopefully, to get the platforms to give us the the information we need so we can allocate it to the individual hosts, STR hosts.
Christine, you have the individual months? If I. We talked about that.
Would you like the individual months? I'm sure I'll get that to you.
No, I'll come and see you.
Yeah.
I'm just.
No, sorry, I apologize.
No,
It was
that's
supposed
fine.
to be on the back of this.
I'm just wondering if you had them and.
Yep, we do.
I'm gonna come down and stop.
I didn't realize I didn't get to the back of this.
Thank you. Good job.
Shoot that out to everybody.
Privilege of the floor. Any public comment? Asha?
Good morning. I wasn't on the agenda today, but I just want to make sure that I did send an email out last week regarding the Adirondack Wine and Food Festival. If anybody didn't receive that, I do have extra copies with me today. If you could just raise your hand.
You sent an email?
Yes, I sent a quite extensive email about the Adirondack Wine and
Oh, yeah,
Food Festival.
Yeah. Over a week ago. Yep.
I see nods. Okay.
I did.
All right, great. So just, I just want to give like a brief, recap, and this is, just me requesting consideration of our full 50,000, which, we haven't received for the past few years. So, actually ever, sorry, excuse me. So the Adirondack Wine and Food Festival is in its 10th year this year. It has been one of Warren, an inaugural event at Festival Commons in Lake George. A little background on myself. I own Adirondack Winery with my husband. We started it 17 years ago. We own a business on the main strip in the village. And then we also own a larger facility where we make the wine in Queensbury. So very tied to Warren County. This is where I raise my children. This is where we live. This is where we always will live. I also have been on the board of the Lake George Chamber for at least more than 10 years. The health and tourism of Lake George and the Warren County area is very important to me personally. And also the small business owners that we invite to this festival who are like us, who started small and grow and, need the impact of visitors coming from out of the area to feed their businesses, whether they're a cheesemaker or a maple producer, et cetera. Over the last 10 years, or technically 9 years, we've had an economic impact of over 21 million to Warren County. Last year, it was 3.5 million. It has consistently climbed. Our 10-year average has been $70 in economic impact for every $1 that the county has invested in our festival. This past year, we got less money than we have ever received, and the ROI was $111 for every $1 that was invested in our event. That was at the suffrage of our own bottom line, which has started to become a problem. So I just want to point out a few things. Our economic impact, we estimate from our own numbers, which we collect from a survey that we do. It's quite extensive every single year. We ask a lot of questions, and I know that our survey has been used as a model many, many times. And that's because, you know, it's really important to me to get that data. I know that 90% of the attendees that come specifically come to us that weekend specifically to attend this festival. So I do feel that if we didn't hold the festival, that they wouldn't necessarily come to our area. And in addition to that, I just want to bring up something for your consideration. I have a disagreement with the way that the calculator works that, you know, has been put into place the last couple of years. It only considers the events in relation to the, you know, day or 2 days that they occur. And I know for a fact from collecting data from the last 10 years of where people are staying, how many nights they're staying, what type of establishments they're staying at, where they're spending their money, whether it be a restaurant, an attraction, etc. I know that, you know, our impact is much broader than that, and that, you know, this is an alcohol event. They are making a vacation of it, and we really, really make a big deal about that in our marketing. Like when you see our video, the very first thing that you see is like the gorgeous aerial photography of Lake George as you look into the mountains, and Festival Commons is right there. And that's what is like that wow factor. We want people to come for that and then discover the amazing attractions that are literally steps away and stay for a week, for 2 weeks. And we do that. In 2025, we had over 7,500, well, about 7,500 room nights. And on average, it's 2.63 nights per visitor. So we do have that data to show you. So this brings me to something else that I'd like to challenge, and that is the idea that there shouldn't be a dependence on occupancy tax funds. I really disagree with that wholeheartedly, and that comes from 10 years of experience of doing this. My experience is that, like, when we first started this festival all those years ago, we had a lot more support, whether it be something like the Town of Lake George trolley or peace officers or golf carts that were lent by the mayor, whatever it was, to us, assistance from the village and the town themselves with like different elements of the event that we have had to, over the years, take on ourselves more and more and more. In addition to that, Festival Commons itself really presents a lot of challenges that take a lot of time to manage, and makes it really hard for us to continue this event at that grounds. Our current annual cost of hosting at Festival Commons is about $70,000 a year. And, you know, people think, well, it's only $8,000 to rent it for a couple days. There's a lot more to it. You know, we have to get security. We have to get more restrooms because it's not sufficient. We have to get trash removal, tents, tables, chairs. There's no audio visual system. There's no parking. There's no cleanup. There's just literally nothing. You get grass and like one person. And, you know, in addition to that, there's been persistent issues like limited electrical capacity, no covered pavilion, drainage problems, and just minimal assistance from the county or the Commons itself with like marketing or venue operations in any way. So I just want to bring that to your attention as an issue, which, you know, I know I'm going to be talking about more in the future, because again, I personally care and see a lot of potential in Festival Commons for the future and what it can do for our area, but it's got to be handled differently. But back to our event. I also feel really strongly, and I'm a marketer at heart. That's who I am and what I have experience in. I see the occupancy tax dollars that are provided to us as sponsorship, and we treat it as such. And there are a lot of requirements that come with, accepting these dollars. And when I look at this as if, a business were to come to me and invest $50,000 in our event and what they would get out of that, the county is asking for all of those things, whether it be anything from a logo on an email newsletter to a mention in a radio ad to making sure it's on everything. But like the thing that doesn't make sense is they want that whether it's $20,000 or $50,000. And so we see a responsibility to represent Warren County, and we always have, but I do just want to point that out. And then I also want to have you think about it as a return on investment. That's the responsibility for these events, and that needs to happen year after year, and we've done that. And then the other thing that's really hard to bring up, but is really, really true, is that over the last 10 years, we have not seen an increased willingness in sponsorship revenue from local businesses. We've actually seen the reverse effect. So I know that like Christian has experienced this too in some other larger events. It comes with, and I'm a business owner myself, so like I do it too to other events, and it's like hard to explain, but you just I think you get taken for granted a little bit. And so it's kind of like that, well, it's going to occur whether we, I'm already busy that weekend. And it's like, well, you're busy because we know that we've been doing this for 10 years, that's part of it. And I think that, it's really, really tough to get sponsorship dollars, and whether it's related to the economy or what, but what we've actually seen is that it's gotten harder and harder and harder, where you would hope that the opposite would be true. So like, while I look at the event that you're talking about and say, oh, I hope not to be dependent in 3 years, I had hoped that too. And it's just not what's happened. And we want to keep doing this event. It's a great event, but I do think that at Festival Commons, the way it's at now, that, we've been around a consistent $6,000 plus 1 or 2 years minus a little bit, but usually 6,000 to 6,800 attendees. And it's really weather driven. I do think that at Festival Commons, it's, we're kind of getting to that consistency. And the only way that we're going to be able to expand beyond that is to, have the potential to add existing days or like work with other businesses to kind of create their own events, which is something that we want to do this year. But I will say, like, operating at Festival Commons has just, it's a lot. And we are considering, other venues in the future. I don't want to do that because I don't think it'll be as impactful if we do that. But I just wanted to bring kind of all those things to your attention. And again, we are requesting the full 50. We want to align county funding with the festival's proven ROI. We want to offset marketing, operational costs, and venue challenges. And we want to honor the robust marketing commitments that are asked of us to align that with the dollars that are requested. Yeah, that's my little presentation.
Thanks,
Does
Sasha.
anybody have any questions?
Supervisor Patchett?
Yeah, I was really impressed with the event and everything that you just described, and it seems like your data supports that you're affecting Warren County in an amazing way, and you're putting heads in beds. But I guess I gotta ask the question, I'm just reviewing the profit loss here, and it seems like year over year, you're doing really well. And
yeah, so our profit was down this past year. I've talked about this before. We are not a nonprofit. I have no interest in being a nonprofit. I run a for-profit business. I will not do this if I don't make the money that I need to. I have to employ people to make the event happen, and I want to make a little money too. So if I'm an event promoter, I'm not going to do it for nothing. There's plenty of not-for-profits that do that, but that's not what we are. So it's really important to me that we continue to be able to support a profit that, it's been down the last couple of years.
But the profit that I'm seeing though is after all expenses are paid out. Am I incorrect to say that?
I'd have to look at what you're looking at.
Yeah, I don't know how much
don't
of
have
this
it in
is
front of me.
confidential or,
The only thing I'm not clear on is whether it showed the funding of like the 31,550 that we were given last year.
It does.
That was-
Yep.
yeah, it just shows like pretty, what I would, I guess the one thing that's unclear to me is how much like work is involved to get that profit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
There's a lot
saying?
of work that's involved, a lot of work. And, you know, Brad, who's here, he's my one, you know, full-time dedicated employee, but it takes a lot more than that. Adirondack Winery puts in certain parts of their, you know, staff hours into that. I don't work for free either. So, you know, that's to be considered. And I don't think any event promoter should. So it's a lot to ask of a person. And, like I said, all I can say is it's important to me that this event continues. I think it's beneficial for Warren County, and I do need to make a certain amount of profit to keep doing this, or else it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, I mean, your point is excellent that you're putting heads in beds and that you're bringing a lot of money
Yep.
into Warren County, and I wouldn't dispute that. It's just even on what you're saying is an off year, I look at that profit and as I said, it's unclear unless we had a full on like sit
Yeah,
down
so
meeting.
this goes back to my argument that I really think that Warren County should be thinking about their investment in these events as what are you getting for a return on your ROI and what are you getting for your sponsorship dollars? This is not a handout. This is not just like a charity. You guys are expecting a return. And that's why to me, you know, as an event promoter, it doesn't matter, like that stuff doesn't matter. You shouldn't be looking at my profit in that sense because you want me to keep doing this. You should be thinking about your return on your investment.
Right. But I'll just bring up then that, you know, your June 27th and 28th. I mean, that's arguably close to high season, you know?
When we started this event 10 years ago, that was the last weekend that was not considered high season. So it's always the last weekend of June before the 4th of July. And when we started this event, it was a little slower and that was considered to be still the shoulder season. So I know that us doing this event is part of the reason that it's really consistent now.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Sasha, I'll just comment quickly from my role as chairman here. I could comment from, you know, hotel owner, business owner, but, you gotta understand that this is a great event. You do a great job. There's only so much to go around and we're
Yep.
gonna do the best we can. They get scored, but we got a lot of new events coming in that we have to look at and you have to have understanding that, what's being asked for from this, all of these events is more than we have to give out. So,
Right.
you know, we're gonna take a good hard look at it and we're gonna read everything and the committee has gone through everything already. But you do a great job and it's a great event.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing it.
Yeah, I just, there's one little thing that I left out, that I think needs to be considered too, and that is that, you know, that $50,000 cap has not risen since I've been around. And meanwhile, costs have risen substantially. So like when you look at inflation, I've got some numbers for you guys in there. But please think about that too. And I just, again, I'm going to reiterate, what is your return on your investment? And that's to me what I think we should be focusing on. Thank you.
Thanks, Sasha.
I do have to go. I apologize.
Thank you. Public comment? Privilege of the floor, anyone? Motion to adjourn. Motion made by Supervisor Etu, seconded by Supervisor Runyon, all in favor?